Welcome to Massive Beers. My name is Matt. We do the beer stuff here. Collabs in the form of Autodidact Brewing and yes, that'd be HazeBoiz up in this piece. This is higher. Today's 420. Get it? This is higher. It's a double IPA brewed with Citra, Mosaic, and Simcoe hops. 8.5% alcohol by volume. It was canned on 410. Today is 420, as I said. And if you can't tell, it is an homage to the wonderful band that we know of as Creed. A couple things. It's a collaboration with HazeBoiz. They're, you can see right here if you can't read it properly. Hopefully that. Why is my camera not focusing? There we go. Verified Beer Trollers. So it's a, just beer trolling group on Instagram. Go check them out. Hilarious content. They did this collaboration with Autodidact, and kind of their sticking point was like it had to be called higher and it had to be released on 420. This is all second party information, so if I'm wrong, I apologize. And it had to be Creed centric because they're trolls and that's what they do. Yeah. What do you want? I'm just going to crack into it while you continue. Ron's, for those that don't know, Autodidact is close to me in New Jersey. They are steward, because I think there's more than two owners, but their stewardship is two Rons, and they both have a very deep and loving background in music. So you can understand their trepidation to be tied to anything Creed. So it just makes me like the beer even that much more. That it's... Anyway. So what are we dealing with here? I have a couple expectations. One thing, I think it's being. I hope it's a good hazy because Autodidact is known to do such things. Hopefully, it takes me higher. And if it doesn't taste like weed, then we're gonna have a problem. We're definitely gonna have a problem. It looks the part of a rich double IPA, that kind of dense orange core. Just under a pinky finger of a barely off-white kind of head to it. It's a hazy, but it's not like super thick 5C kind of turbid haze. Just kind of like that new school, old school kind of hazy IPA look to it. It's a good nose. Okay. See, here's the thing. It's got a ranky-dank thing going on for it, which is, by me, A-okay, because it's called higher. Higher. Scott Stapp on the can. But it's like more of a ranky-dink kind of garlic oniony thing. I'm cool with it, but I still want my weed. It's 420 beer. There's pictures of plants on the can, but it smells nice. It really does. It smells like, again, old school, new school hazy IPA. And by that, when I say that, people are like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Heady, second fiddle. You know what I mean? Like Sip of Sunshine. That, like, heyday stuff. That's where this one kind of leans for me. Very much in like, a new school, old school sense. Because if I say new school, hazy IPA, you're going to think Treehouse. That's why I say new school, old school. But you're talking about Citra, Mosaic, Simcoe. I mean, they're kind of classic new school, old school hops. And that Simcoe and Mosaic can definitely show that cat pea scallion thing. Not saying I'm getting cat pea off of this, but I'm definitely getting like a little garlicky oniony thing. That has me a little bit kind of hot and bothered because... that's a flavor profile I love, but I don't get a lot nowadays. So, without further ado, I should have Creed lyrics up and be, like, peppering those into this review. That would be so much better than me just spouting bullshit. Cheers. I like it. I do. It really is. It's sweet. That's the thing I'll say. As far as... I wouldn't go overtly negative on that. But it does have a little bit of kind of saccharine sweetness. Not even saccharine, I shouldn't say that. It's not cloying. But it has a little bit of under-attenuated sweetness to it, for lack of a better term. Now, it's a double IPA. It's up there, 8.5%. It's supposed to be a sweet beer. No shit, Sherlock. I'm not going to get too hot and bothered about it. What I think it is, since it is slightly under-attenuated, I think it does have a little lack of mouthfeel to it, and that's going to be my biggest knock. Everything from here is actually quite fun, because it is showcasing a ranky-dank side of things. You can call it weedy. I would call it, again, more scalliony, oniony, but we're in that kind of realm. That, like, it, like, lays on your tongue, man. It lays on your tongue with this, like, it is weedy. But it's not like soap or dank weed. It's more like beester weed. If you're eating, like, a, I was going to say liverwurst and onion sandwich, because totally tastes liverwurst. No, but there's like an oniony, scalliony thing on top of it. So if you're eating something heavily in onion, scallion, shalloty kind of thing, but at the same time smoking a little bit of beester weeds, that's kind of the way it comes off for me. So it's definitely getting me higher, which is very important. Oh man, I wish I knew the lyrics. Actually, I'm glad I don't know the lyrics to the song, but I wish I did, so I could just be take me higher. Something, that's all I know. And it's a fun beer. It's a fun beer. It's not rewriting the books on the hazies for me. I'm not like, oh my god, this is the best double IPA I ever had in my life. But it's fun. It's fun. If we kind of strip the whole pomp from this, we take away the 420, the Creed, the Scott Steps. I know. Do we really want to get rid of that? The HazeBoiz, the whole thing. Is this one of the better double IPAs I've had? Like, yes. Mount Rushmore status? No. It's a fine beer. It's tasty. It's fun. Again, the mouthfeel is probably the biggest knock for me. It just lacks this little bit of kind of lushness that I want from my new school hazies. Even though it is kind of leaning heavily in that old school, new school, I'm willing to take that trade-off to get that ranky-dank, scallion, anything / beester weedy thing that you don't get nowadays in a lot of beers, and just have this fun kind of beer. Again, who would have thunk it? Beer can be fun. And when we bring back the pomp into there, you're talking about a beer called Higher. You're talking about Creed references, Scott Staps on the label. I don't remember what the guitarist's name is, so sorry for whoever that dude's name is, because he's prominently on this side over here, but we're more focused on the crazy-ass Scott Stapp side of things. I like it. I think it's fun. I think it's tasty. And I'm glad I picked it up, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't get to Autodidact all that often now, as of late, because my work is in the opposite direction, but I was traveling through the area, hit me some Weggies, because anytime I can pass a Wegmans, I gotta pop in, and they're right down the street from Wegmans, Moore's Plains. It was a good stop. Got a couple beers, got a little Creed references up my life. What could be worse? Genuinely liking Creed could be worse. Anyway, so there you go. Review in the books. Again, fun beer to do on 420. Fun beer that lets me poke fun on Creed. Wow, I'm getting old. I have a 3-year-old. I have the best built-in excuse ever, and just kind of put it out there that the Rons are promoting Creed, which probably is just totally just eating at their souls. So there you go. Like I said, one of the better ones, yes. Mount Rushmore, no. Value and availability, I don't know what I paid for it. Oh, $18.99 I think is what their double IPAs go for. Small brewery, you're not going to bitch about price points when it's a very small brewery, so I'm cool with it. And leave you with, if you like what we like that. If you like old school, new school IPAs, again, Alchemist, Heavy Topper, Fiddlehead, Lawson's, those beers, those old school beers, the way they were back then, if you dig that, you'll dig these. So there you go. Reviewing the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Autodidact. Have you had any of their beers? Let's talk about it down there. Have you had this beer? What's your favorite beer? Dark Horse. That's my favorite. It's coming back next week, by the way. I'm gonna try to post this tonight, so it goes out on 420. They'll have Dark Horse next week. So if you've ever wanted to go there, go drink Dark Horse. It's a black IPA. Banging. HazeBoiz, have you had their beers? They've released random weird beers throughout. Do you know them? Go give them a follow on Instagram, all that fun stuff. Hopefully you enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little bit of Creed right now. Hope to see you next time. Cheers, y'all.